spirits out there that are not friendly. So you do have to like filter it out and define your boundary, set your intention, just in case. I think that if Jesus walked the earth today, he would say, I think this is a beautiful thing, that you are intuitive, other people are awakening to their intuitive abilities, and I think that he would encourage it rather than condone it.
Are you associated with witchcraft in any way?
No, not a bit. No.
Okay. What is the differentiation between witchcraft and psychics?
Now, there could be people involved in witchcraft that are psychic, because we all basically are psychic.
Right.
How they can be separated is how you practice it. If you're a psychic who's a Christian, then you're using the Holy Spirit to give you the information that you need.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a witch, then you're using some other thing to help you become psychic. So it depends. It's all individual. It depends on the person who's practicing the intuition and the psychic ability.
Are witches psychic?
Some witches are probably psychic. As I said, we all are psychic. It depends on how we develop it.
Now, my question is completely different, but it's on the same page. Like, when people say you're psychic, okay, some people would consider that, you know, the people that on the streets, that's more or less, they would consider you schizophrenic. You know, so I just want to, and I ain't saying you are.
Mm-hmm.
My point is, can you point that out, the difference between the two?
The easiest way that I can explain the difference between the two, a schizophrenic can be psychic. But if you are a psychic and you're functioning in the world and you're doing everything that you have to do, pay your bills and working and having a family, if you're able to be psychic and have a functioning life, you're not schizophrenic. You're not mentally disabled in any way.
All right, and at this time, I would actually like you to explain the drawings. What exactly is this? This is an art. It's a form of an art or an intuitive ability. So if you can lift up a couple of your photographs, that would be helpful, and just keep them there in front of your face. Hopefully we can get a shot, hopefully, of that.
Well, before I hold them up,
explain what
Albert,
it is, please.
I'd like to explain what it is.
That'd be great.
This is considered spiritual drawings or spiritual paintings. I met you at the fair doing spiritual portraits.
That's correct.
Yes, and this has a history of automatic drawing. It has a history with famous artists like the surrealistic artists, and also Picasso practiced what's called automatic drawing. And it's drawing from your unconscious mind, and you are putting down on paper your psychic mind and your subconscious mind. And there's a difference between the automatic writing and what spiritualists might do, which they're actually utilizing spirit to draw their drawings. I do with the automatic drawing. So I wanted to distinguish between the two.
Okay, now in the drawing, you said something about also, now I could be wrong, but I thought that you said that when you do the drawing, you see auras. I guess it's how you
Yes, I incorporate
and
the
does that
auras.
mean you see the spirit guide? Can you explain what we're actually going to see?
Yes, what I'm going to hold up is a portrait that I created at the fair, and it is a portrait, a simple gesture portrait with the aura around the body, and then simple drawings of little things that the person might be interested in, like trees and mountains and fish and things like that. So they're it's a very simple drawing with some simple indications of what they're all about on the inside versus what they show everybody on the outside.
Okay, and do you have any other things that you want to display while we have the camera shot?
Well, some of the other drawings that I have, this is one of the first spirit drawings that I did, and it's called Making Your Mark. And it's just simple gestures of making your mark, and the hand is moving along the paper without any thought preconceived. It's just moving according to your emotions and according to your psychic abilities.
Oh, that's interesting. And what do you have other things there I see?
And this one is a little more controlled. It's actually this way.
All right.
This one's a little more controlled, but it's making the marks, and it's very spontaneous drawing. It's very spiritual, where the unconscious mind of my mind comes out while I'm doing. It's very meditative drawing as well.
Okay. And my microphone mysteriously disappeared because Annette grabbed it. She has a question for you.
No, I don't have a question. I have a call.
Oh, well, okay. Well, you know, actually, how about you tell us one last thing, and then after that, hand the microphone to Tim, as he has a call to answer. And he didn't even know that, did he? Well, you have a call, Tim.
The only thing I can say is that this type of art is very meditative, and it's very relaxing. It's good if you're an art teacher to teach children or adults how to utilize this art, because it helps them discover things about themselves, and it's very relaxing.
All right. You want to pass the microphone to Tim, please? You got a call coming in.
Okay, caller. Are you there?
Can you hear me now? This is Diane, the sister of my brother's right there, the host. I do have a question for the psychic first. Then you stay right there, don't move.
She's bossy, isn't she, Tim? She's the one
Okay,
that did
psychic.
this.
No, you don't know me, but do you go in jail or prisons and tell them when they may be going to get out of jail if they turn to be good? Are you allowed to visit a place like that and let them know how long they're going to be in jail or prison?
No, I really wouldn't do something like that. That's not really heightening their awareness. That's just telling them something that they probably already know.
Right. All right, next question you have for Tim.
Okay, now, Tim, you're a ghost person. Well, I mean, have you been to McKeesport at Kennywood and see if there's any ghosts around there or anywhere else? Or do you go on that show? It has the Ghost Whispers or whatever it's called, and
She's asking if you've been
you
on
know
the
that
TV
one
shows.
show. My brother will tell you the name of that show.
No, I haven't been on no TV shows except for tonight. But
Oh, okay. You've been on my famous brother's TV show. You know what? He did the Batman movie, so you should clap your hands for that. He's famous, and I'm famous too. I'm good. Hi, Chris. I know you're back. You're back, Chris.
You only have 10 minutes.
but I did a
about
seminar
a
at Lilydale
question?
in New York on spiritual dowsing last year.
What is spiritual dowsing?
It's where you have dowsing rods and you ask, you find somebody
That's
where
not my
the
question,
aura
though.
starts. And just, you can
I
find out
asked
using
you,
for
have you been
diagnosing.
anywhere like in Pittsburgh, like Kennywood or somewhere? No, the ghost guy here. I don't know his name.
Oh, she's talking about some of the other people that go on these ghost shows. That's what she was referring to.
You did not hear me? I can't hear you guys any old way.
Oh, well, you can hear me.
The microphone's too low, Al. You need to put it up.
It's up. If it gets any louder, you'll have a headache.
Well, you didn't answer my question. What's taking him so long?
Okay. Well, no, she wants to know if you worked with some of these other, I guess, other ghost hunters in the area. And also, have you been on any of the TV shows? Which you already answered that aspect of the question.
I have a ghost hunt with Mark Nesbitt from Ghost of Gettysburg.
All right.
Patty Wilson, Scott Cronwell. They're from the Bedford area.
Okay.
They're all book authors.
I heard of Mark Nesbitt. Okay, well, we're going to move forward, Diane, because I have to put this gentleman on the grill, and we have about 7.5
Okay,
minutes.
Well, how about that? I'd already get on and talk about what she does. I didn't hear nothing from her, the one beside the...
You'll hear something from her. Let me move forward, and you'll hear something from her.
All right, Chris, I'm glad to see you. Have a good night with Linda.
I didn't hear that part. But we're going to get moved forward, so we'll talk to you soon. Something about Linda, I don't know. All right, we'll move forward. Diane's drunk. No, I'm kidding. We're all right. We'll talk to you later. I'm just kidding, America. All right, well, Tim, now it's time for you to be on the spot. We have 7 minutes. You're lucky.
Okay.
Now, Tim, I have a bit of a problem. Every time I watch these ghost TV shows that purport to be paranormal investigators, two things that bother me. One is they claim to hear something that I never hear, and then the next thing you know, they repeat it, and you eventually start to sort of hear it. What is going on? I don't want you to be calling anybody out or anything or put you on the spot, but what do you think may be going on in the sense that why didn't I hear it the first time?
Well,
What do you think is without calling anybody out, and remember to please use the microphone.
okay. Now, if they're clairaudient, they could hear through their ears on their own.
All right.
We might not be. Someone else might not be. But on the EVPs, a lot of times, if it's on a Class A EVP on the recorder,
Right.
when they play it back, sometimes I can't understand what they're saying.
Okay.
So I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand what they're hearing either. But
All right.
everybody hears it differently.
Now, Tim. Here's where I got a problem. Every time I watch one of these shows, they turn out the lights. Now, Tim, spirits exist in the light when it's daylight. Spirits exist in the dark when it's nighttime. They exist with lights on. They exist with lights off. So, Tim, what in the blazes is the reason to shut off the lights and get your mouth right to the microphone? Because I want to hear your excuse. I'm just kidding. I want to hear the answer.
Well, at nighttime, it's a lot more quieter.
It's quieter.
There's no like outside noises. Everybody's sleeping usually, and a lot less cars, so you can hear a lot better.
You can hear better if I shut off the lights?
Well, no, the TVs.
How do I hear
and
better
everything,
when I
the
shut off the
TVs and everything. But
That's not what I'm talking about.
okay, when you shut the power off of everything, it's
Right,
dark,
right.
You have them EMF meters. They pick up electromagnetic fields.
Okay.
So if you have like a microwave plugged in, you take that to the microwave. It'll go crazy with the lights. It'll light up. You know.
So, but when they shut off the lights, let's say we're watching it on
You got
the Sci-Fi Channel or something, and they shut off the lights. Are they shutting off all the power to the building usually, or just the lights?
well, usually all the power to the building is off.
Now, do you do that?
Yes, all the lights are off. All the lights are off, and because then you when you use your EMF meter, you get a better chance of catching a spirit. You don't have
Okay.
to worry about it being something electrical.
Don't take the microphone from me. Go ahead. She's taking the microphone, everybody.
On
good
those
at that.
ghost shows, their investigations are often abandoned places, right?
Yes.
So the lights are off already.
You know, a lot of them still have power, but they just shut them off. When they
Oh.
start, they show them shutting the lights off.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. That's all I wanted to know.
You gotta understand too, when you're watching a TV show, you're gonna be watching it maybe 30 minutes, maybe an
Right.
hour at the most. They have probably been at that location for
hours.
days, trying to get just that little bit of stuff they're showing you on TV.
All right.
A
Well,
lot of times you don't always get, within 30 minutes you're gonna get something. No, you could take days before you'd ever might pick up something.
now,
So do you watch those shows frequently?
Yes, we watch them majority of the time. Yes, I enjoy them.
Do you
Plus,
learn
you get
from them?
ideas on the new equipment that's coming out.
Why do you think there's so many ghost shows on television?
I think right now that's like the in thing.
Really?
And then, with the 2012 coming up, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
everybody's kind of, everything's mystical right now, trying to find who you are and what's new.
all right. Well, Darlene, we're running out of daylight, or in this case, nighttime. Now, I have to ask you, you've been on a lot of investigations with your husband, right?
Yes,
Have you ever seen him get scared, and did you ever make fun of your husband? Ever?
yes. down at Moundsville
He's gotten
Prison.
scared, and you made fun of him.
Yeah, we've been down to Moundsville Prison.
Okay.
Yes, we've got different things down there. But one time we were going down into the one cellar down there, the hole, and Tim was going down. He had his headlamp on, and when he went down through the steps, he didn't realize, but all the bats come flying out, and he was screaming and yelling.
What, the bats were
Yeah, the
flying?
bats scared him.
So is the Moundsville prison abandoned?
Yes. They use it for training purposes, some of the federal police.
Okay, well, we're almost out of time, so we're going to ask Tim to show his photographs. And I have to say that normally when I watch these shows and I see photographs, I don't see what they're claiming is in there. But with Tim's photographs, I do have to say I actually see what he has in there. So hopefully these could be picked up. And we have about 3 minutes. So we're going to ask people to get their final thoughts after we get these shots in there.
Wait, I want to ask Tim.
Can't ask any questions. We got to get these films.
I want to ask him about the picture. Who are those boys in that picture? Do you know?
I don't know. It was an abandoned house in Blairsville. We was just walking down the street, looking for ghosts. And I just the window was open, so I stuck my camera in the window and snapped a picture. And right here, you can see two little boys with their heads like one above the other one.
Okay, can we go to the next one because we're running out of
Okay.
minutes?
This here is down Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum and the Medical Center. I just snapped a picture at the building in the daylight. And notice how her eye's black? It's from, they did lobotomies there. So she was a poor patient in that area, in that place. Then this here is Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. And I showed it to the owners down there. And right here in the doorway, there's a nurse sitting. She said that's how they sat during suicide watch. Then you can see the orbs around there.
And you had one where there was an older woman. Could you quickly show that? Because we only have a minute and a half.
Older one. Oh, that's the same as this one. It's just.
Okay, but you had the one where there was an old woman in it.
It's over there.
Geez. Okay, could you tell us about the old woman real quick?
Well, it's a friend of ours' granddaughter's wedding, and there's nobody standing. There's an old hag lady looking. Well, she was an older woman with blonde hair, and there's like a mist around her. But that's what they call it. So.
Yeah, but Tim, this is Humanity Matters. Everybody matters. There's no such thing as an old hag. Now apologize to the old woman.
I'm sorry, wife. No.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I'm teasing.
Well, I understand that you're becoming a medium. Is that correct?
Certified medium.
Okay. Well, Suzanne, I believe you'll still be able to communicate with Tim in a couple of weeks because after what he said about his wife, I think he's going to be on the other side. But we're going to get ready to go. But real quickly, we only have a minute and a half. I want to say also that I understand that you do artistic therapy and that you help people in the mental health industry. Can you give us about 20 seconds of that? And then we're going to invite you back for a future episode of either a TV version of Humanity Matters, which is this, or the podcast Humanity Matters. So throw down what you can real quickly.
I would love it. I work with people that have dementia, and I also work with people that have experienced catastrophic illnesses. I use art therapy to pull them out of depression, and I use art therapy to help the dementia patients regain an ability to focus if they can.
Wow, that sounds good. Well, I think we may be talking to you about that. Well, real quickly, we only have 20 seconds.
I forgot to, when we did the hello list, I forgot to mention Kayla's grandfather. We wish him well, and we hope he gets better soon.
All right. Well, everyone, we're going to say goodnight, so if you can quickly say your goodnights, and then we're going to do our tagline, which, of course, is important.
Okay, good night, and thank you.
And don't worry, Darlene, we'll have you back, and you'll be speaking a lot more, and so we'll take.
Good night, and thank you very much.
Good night, thank you, and thank all you for having us.
Good night, thank you. No, your turn.
Good night. Thank you for tuning in once again to Humanity Matters.
Okay, this is Chris. I'd like to say good night, but also look forward to being singings on October the 4th. We'll have Chaz Calamon as a guest, and also Russ Morgan, and so And also, I'd like to thank everybody, the staff at Dave & Buster's. We had a really good time with everybody that was there on September the 6th. Thanks, bye. And well, that was actually September the 8th. But thank you.
All right, yeah, he's trying to say we were there September the 6th. We were here September the 6th, but he's drunk, but he doesn't even drink. Well, everybody, we do want to get a lot more information out there about Susan. And, of course, Suzanne, my fault, well, I'm an old man. So remember, everybody, that you and humanity really does matter.